One of the most important things we need to cultivate whenever it is we're manifesting anything in our life is the I got this, I can do this, and I deserve this. And you can add damn it on the end of that kind of energy. It's that self-esteem, the confidence that helps you move through your fears, your limiting beliefs to get to the other side to create whatever it is that you want to create for yourself. We're going to do that in this video here. The warrior poses in yoga are specifically built for having dominance, if you will, over your fears, over your little ego. That's the warrior aspect, right? It's not warrior over someone else fighting a war. It's actually just having that feeling of strength over your own fears. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 2 ways that you can work with both Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 to help you cultivate even more of that energy. So, am I saying if you practice warrior poses on a regular basis, you're going to build self-esteem and confidence? 100%. That's exactly what I'm saying. We can cultivate in our body energies that then go up to our minds and begin to help shift those limiting beliefs and that we have going on up there. My name is Laura Erdman-Luntz. I've been a life coach and yoga educator for over 30 years. I began incorporating life coaching and yoga concepts together as I began teaching law of attraction principles around 15 years ago or so. And I look forward to sharing with you these tips because you know what? It's so much easier when you can move through your body with yoga poses when you're trying to manifest something and you're not just doing it all in your head and trying to think your way through things. So I have set up today's video as a tutorial, meaning you can watch it and think about it and then take it to your yoga mat, or you can join me on the yoga mat and let me talk you through and teach these principles with you. You ready? So if you want to go to your yoga mat, go ahead and get it now, and I will meet you there. As I said, warrior poses are built for really feeling that power, feeling that oomph. It really allows your energy to get really big. We are going to work on 2 ways of improving that. One is what your legs are doing, and number 2 is really getting into the 3rd chakra. So one of the reasons this pose is so powerful is this pose series, because all 3 of them do this, all warrior 1, 2, and 3, is they really engage and stimulate your 3rd chakra, which is in your solar plexus. Your 3rd chakra is the energy center of your body that holds, if you will, it's the seat of your personal power. So when we stimulate it and use it, it helps you feel, it releases that I deserve this damn it energy. So what I'm going to do is talk you through Warrior 2 and then Warrior 1. And what I'll do is on one side, we'll talk about the legs, and on the other side, we're going to add in the 3rd chakra. Now, with the legs, here's the thing. Our legs, I mean, just standing in Tadasana, you can stand in a really kind of blah kind of position, right? And on the flip side, you can also be really rigid. We want to find a balance between those 2 things. Donna Farhi calls it collapsing and propping. And this translates into manifesting off of the mat. So the collapse is the person who just never gets started. Why bother? I'm just going to sit on the couch, eat potato chips, and flip through the channels, right? The proper is like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, we're going to do everything. Neither are good for manifesting. We want to find that middle ground where we are using the earth to kind of bounce and extend so that you are fully engaged, but also relaxed. Like there isn't that tension. You're just holding enough to really keep yourself fully engaged, and you're using the energy of the earth. So it's like you're yielding. This is what Donna Farhi calls it, that middle ground, where it's like you bounce off the ground and extend. And that's what we do in manifesting. That is our goal, right? Is we use the universe. We kind of bounce off the energy of the universe in a relaxed way. We do things, we take actions, but we are also not rigid in forcing things. Okay? So the reason I shared that is because as you begin to learn how to engage your legs more, especially if you haven't been, sometimes it's easy to go into the prop, even if you're normally a collapser. And if you're normally a propper, then you just prop even more. So you really want to play with that balance and find that the difference between the 2. Like play with them. Feel collapse, feel prop, and then feel like you're pushing into the feet to elongate. It feels so good. It's really amazing. And that'll help you learn how to use your legs more and more. I can do a video on this going forward if you're interested, so definitely let me know. All right, so let's bring this into Warrior 2. Step your feet apart and give yourself that wide stance. And feel broad across the soles of the feet. That'll help you with the yielding, right? You're pushing down into the feet. And then you're going to extend, like you're lifting up nice and tall. You're going to draw the belly in just a little. What I want you to do is bring the arms up and overhead. I call this the X pose, so you're feeling like a big old X. And what we're doing is I want you to feel as if all four of your appendages, so your legs and your arms as well as your head, all emanate from your solar plexus. So while this tutorial, if you will, this tip is specifically for engaging the legs, you'll see we're also getting into the third chakra a little bit. So feel that strength. Then turn the palms up, bring your hands down, shoulder blades are releasing down the back, and you can turn the palms forward or down if you want, but just make sure you feel that openness, that bigness across the heart, right? That extension through the arms that creates this big openness, because as we extend the arms, it helps us also work with the legs as well. I actually like to have my palms forward. I feel like it helps me feel big and open and feel that huge energy we get from Warrior 2. Then go ahead and turn the feet. And once you've turned the feet, you're going to pause because you want to get back into the pose, if you will, re-engage. So you're going to press into the feet, extend, get long, open even more across the shoulders, because usually when we come around that back shoulder, when we turn the feet, the back shoulder comes around a little bit. You want to open it. And this is when I turn the palms down. You can still keep them open if you want. And then you're going to bend the knee and feel the strength in both legs. You're pushing into the feet to really get that lift, and you take your gaze across the fingertips of the front hand. Feels good, doesn't it? And then come on out, arms come down. Now, I will also tell you that often what happens when you are learning this is your legs get a little extra tired, especially initially, because you're using them more than you normally do. Now, if you're generally a proper and you've been gripping and you're starting to learn, oh, I can let go a little bit, maybe not for you, but I do find most students are using their body differently when they learn this, so things change. Okay, we're going to do the same thing as we move into the second side, and then we're going to add a little piece for your third chakra. So first, press into the feet, engage the legs, get long through the body, arms externally rotate, lengthen, bring them up, X pose, feel everything coming from that third chakra. But again, you're extending but without gripping. So see now this time if you can let go a little bit of what you were holding on to. Turn the palms up, bring those hands down. Decide where you want the hands. Turn the feet. Pause. Re-engage the legs, feeling broad across the feet, engaging, lifting up, turning, and you can turn those palms down. Take a gaze across the fingertips of the hand. Bend the knee, move into the pose. All right, so now what I want you to notice in this pose, your knee is pointing this way, your shoulders are pointing this way. Someplace there needs to be a twist, and that twist is actually in your third chakra, okay? So your hips are slightly angled. Your hips cannot be square. Okay, people often think hips are supposed to be square in this pose, but that's not possible. You'll see what happens to my knee. That is not good for the knee. So the hips come around a little bit. You need to create a twist someplace. That twist occurs in the third chakra. Now, what you can do to extra stimulate that is take the back hand down, sweep across the belly, and helps you engage even more. And I always come around a little bit more. It's amazing. Make sure that knee didn't move. Lower body is super stable. Those strong legs are not going to move. That's your foundation, right? And then gaze across the fingertips. And then come on up. Arms come down. Turn the feet to the front. Come back into Tadasana. And take a moment. Feel your body. Like, right? Isn't that... I'm actually a little out of breath. It's like a little bit of a cup of coffee, right? Do you feel that? Oh, yes. That's what we're cultivating, right? All right, now let's do it with Warrior 1. Same thing. We're going to do legs on one side, and then we'll take it into the third chakra on the other. Although you're going to find third chakra gets stimulated on both sides as well, just like in Warrior 2. So you're going to step your feet apart, give yourself a nice wide stance. Now, I teach Warrior 1 slightly different than most people. Follow along, see what you think, okay? Just experiment. You never know, it might be better. You're going to start by turning the legs. So you're going to turn that back foot in just slightly. Front foot turns out a full 90, and you're going to open your stance a little bit. So take that front foot out to the side a little bit. You're going to keep the pelvis angled. You're not squaring the pelvis yet, but you'll never fully square it. Just stick with me, okay? So first thing you're going to do is broaden across the feet, extend those legs. You're going to really engage them, and you're engaging especially the quadricep. Okay, this is going to help you make sure the knee is pointing toward the toes, because otherwise that knee can easily drop in. We want it to face toward the toes. So you've got those legs engaged, and especially the quadriceps again, because that'll help you with that knee alignment. Then you're going to draw the belly in and lift tall. So here we are beginning to stimulate our third chakra. Arms come forward and up and overhead. Okay, now this is where you are going to draw the belly in again, lift tall, turn toward your straight leg, and well, I guess your front leg, they're both straight, and then bend the knee and lift up. And you're probably already feeling a little bit more in that first chakra. What I want you to, or third chakra, sorry, what I want you to feel though, and this is why the hips aren't perfectly squared, is that you have a spiraling energy from that back foot all the way up and out through the hands. And I find when things are square, we come up and kind of jam into the lower back, and then we have a different energy that comes up. This way we really can spiral up that earth energy, which is super grounding and really strong, right? And it brings it around. All right, come on up and out. Turn your feet to the front. And we're going to add in the third chakra. Here we go. Doing all this and talking definitely takes my breath. All right, take that back foot around a little bit. Front foot turns out a full 90. Open it up a little bit. Angle, right? Legs feeling broad across the feet. Legs are strong as you draw the belly in, lift tall, arms come up. And you're going to draw the belly in again, lift up. And I find when I draw that belly in, I'm pulling it out of the lower back too. And you're going to turn, and that back foot will probably come around a little bit more as you bend the knee. Now, back leg, super strong. Feel that spiral all the way up and out through the hands. And you're going to bring the back hand down to do the belly sweep. And again, it's engaging through that solar plexus as you come around. And then the arm comes up. I always come around, like I said before. I can always square my shoulders a little bit more. It's amazing. All right, come on out. Arms come down. And step back. And take a breath. I am out of breath. But do you feel it? And here's the thing. I will do this series, just 2 poses. Sometimes I only need 1. If I have an action step that I know I need to do, like I'm inspired around it, but it's still a little scary, I'll do this, and it gives me the oomph to take that action, right? And if you're working on building this and beginning to shift what's going on in the brain around limiting beliefs, doing it on a regular basis, it's huge. It makes a big difference. All right, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your comments. Give me a thumbs up if you got anything out of this, and definitely share it with a friend if you know someone who could use it. If you enjoyed, subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you get notifications. Thanks so much for joining me. Be sure you stick around, because I'm going to have more videos around how to use yoga to manifest the life of your dreams, because life is meant to be extraordinary. Thanks so much for joining me, and have an amazing day.